how to manage gear for stand-up paddleboard or surfboard. Stand-up paddleboard and surfboard are similar, but a little different. And in terms of using paddle, but normally the board will be same, and leash will be used. Pin also used. So and when we manage the gears and at the shop, um, it might be similar. As a shop owner and sub and serve instructors, I would like to talk about how to manage the gear, especially with the attendant who use the board itself. There is some reason why it's very important. If we start together and then the end together, it might be control the managing the gears. It's reasonable for the program. But normally, while we are doing as an instructor, and then the instructor teaches the attendants, and after that, and the attendant can freely the gear usage. So instructors the, cannot control how they use the equipment in the end. So when they finish all the setup and then they come back and then you can realize something happened. For example, they see, oh, and then there are so many sands on the leash. Sometimes the pins broken, and on the board there are some many the sand, and or the on when they come back and they got a lasso of sand on their wetsuit and life jacket. So these are happening, and why it happened, why it bad. So using the gear, and then even the club members as well, and then that is not good. Or only the simply, and then the reason why, and then that problem is from they don't know how to do. If they know how to do and what to do, and why they should do that, and then maybe they follow the rule, the basic rules for the managing the gears. First, when we teach and we guide for them, there are so many cases. Three cases, and then starting program with the instructor, the end program with the instructor. This is one program. Starting program with the instructors, and then after teaching, instructors come back to the shop, and then the attendant, they keep using by themselves, finish the process. Only rental processing, without without mm, instructors, shop owner involved, and then the attendant or the users, customers, they rent the gear and then they use it. So all the cases should be guided for properly, and also, and then I think the club members can be managed, but sometimes I saw that they don't care about what they usually do, and then it's not good for them to use the something. And anyway, so there are many cases, even though, however you care about managing gears, in the end, and then 2 or 3 years, you realize that all the gears, all the bolt are already used one, already broken, already stuck to the sand, and then you realize that that is true. Uh, in the end, nevertheless, and then you needed to make the process, uh, yeah, you're struggling and making, and then the instructors or users, your customers to manage it properly. There's some important is well guided that make it better. So and then hopefully, and then how to guide to manage the gears. For example, how to make a leash. Simply you can first and then always the way is demonstration is very important. And also not only demonstration and then let them do let them do by themselves. If you demonstrate for your customer and then as an instructor, and then they forgot. They forgot. They forget what they see. But after you demonstrate and then let them do, they try to do and then by themselves, and then maybe they remember that. Not all, but so. And by doing that, you need to check out. And also, you can get some penalty about what happened. So, for example, and penalty for the broken the gears, and then there's some reasons how to manage the gear properly. And the successful way to manage the gears is very important. And also the reason why is the important is and then customer attendant know about the gears is their knowledge about the gears, how to manage the gears. That is very important part. So today I talk about how to manage a gear at the shop when the shop owner or instructors or the club members, the senior club members can manage it for the beginners to do that. This is very important when they use it for not only the managing and then using the paddle out, paddling with some dangerous in how to manage the gears, knowing about the gear well, to manage well, and then in the dangerous situation, they make it hazard from the danger uh, and control about all the things. This is a very important part in using the gears properly. Think about their own gears, and then they know how to manage it properly. They care about some of their gears, but um, the gears not theirs, and then it means that they don't care about. That is not good for membership, for sportsmanship, for seamanship, and all the things. The water sports from beginning to open water swimming to using gear like a stand-up paddleboard and surfboard and go to the sailing. There's managing the way to knowing about that is very important. Now I talk about and then how to manage the gear. Mm, SEM program. This is SAM program. I first time make the content on my YouTube channel, Best of Tour. Then later I would like to make the content within for members, maybe next season. Using Notebook LM, I can create more content and share with the club member and then doing workshop with the people. And then here I can get some content using AI. In English, in my content of how to manage gears, water sports gears such as stand-up paddleboard and surfboard to manage, maintain the good quality without um, getting some uh, damage. For example, avoiding the sand and avoiding to broken the pin and stuck to the paddle with sand after proof bleeding with. Now simply I can get some potential and also the I can figure out what I talk here and then I speak in English because both of the contents and I would like to improve my pronunciations. Even though I got some mistakes, but AI can successfully control and manage all the contents. Translate into Korean and Vietnamese abroad. The reason why I use some Korean, Vietnamese, English, and then that is to make content throughout, and also the content in Korean, I upload my club, and then in Vietnamese, maybe I would like to know in Vietnamese, and then I have opportunity to communicate, cooperate with the Vietnamese water sports program, preparing about it. Okay, so I can get here. Let me see. In English version, I can go back with the contents and then how to properly manage water sports gear. And this is from the JAD program. So, and then I realized that the program is successful for me. And then so I started with the SAM program. SAM means enjoyment, safety and enjoyment for our club members. So SAM. And then how to properly manage water sports gear, sub pro and club equipment. Managing water sports gear like a standard paddleboard, surfboard, and paddle is essential to keep them in good condition and extend their lifespan. Damage often happens not because of poor quality, but because the users don't know how to handle the equipment correctly. Why gear management matters. For instructors, club members, or shop owners, good management means safety, option, and long-term sustainability. When equipment gets damaged, like a sandstorm in the middle of the fan and the broken pin or scratches from the lock handling, it causes not only repair cost, but also affect the experience of the next user. Even when you teach proper handling at the beginning of the session, many users forget the basics once they go out on the water. When they come back, you might find the sand on the board, a broken car, tangled leashes, or wildlife jacket carelessly thrown around. And that's why continuous guidance and supervision are necessary, not only at the start, but also at the end of every session. Common problem, sand damages. Sand gets stuck in pins, in paddle, or valves, making parts hard to move. Broken pins or leashes, often caused by not checking before or after using. Careless handling. Balls drag on the sand and not least after use or left under strong sunlight for too long. Neglect after use, like jacket, paddle, board were piled up without cleaning or drying. Guide for instructors and the guide managers. It's important that the instructor and the experienced member teach beginners how to handle the gear from start to finish. There are three main stages. Start of the program, instructor demonstrates how to check and set up the board. During the activity, users practice under guidance. After the session, everyone participated in cleaning and returning the gear properly. If we only demonstrate once, users easily forget. But if we let them do it themselves after demonstration, they will remember better. Hands-on practice is the key to long-term responsibility. Club rules and accountability. To keep equipment in good condition, each user should inspect gear before and after using. If damage occurs, there should be a clear penalty or repair policy. And then provide checklist or simple maintenance guides at the top. This builds awareness and respect for shared equipment, an important part of sportsmanship and club culture. Long-term perspective. Even if you take care of your equipment after 2 or 3 years, it naturally ages. However, With the proper daily management, the lifespan can be extended, and the users will develop a better sense of responsibility. Teaching peer management isn't just about protecting the human, it's about building a cultural respect among instructor, member, and customer. Conclusion. Managing motorsports gear is a shared responsibility between instructors, users, and club managers if everyone understands what to do, how to do, and why it matters. The whole program becomes safer, smoother, and more sustainable. Demonstrate clearly, let users practice, guide them patiently, and encourage responsibility. That's the way to build a healthy water sports community where both people and equipment to stay in place safe. Okay. Um, in fact, and I talk about the contents that normally, and then just come on what I'm thinking about from my experience. And the result from AI is very um, remarkable and also, mm, yeah, good. And sometimes it's well organized about because it's from new knowledge than contents. So how I use this and properly is very important. That is big way. Yeah.